Hey guys, how's it going? Today we're going to check out a duplex and I'm gonna bring you guys with me. So like I mentioned before, this is the first duplex that I'm actually going to check out. Even without the camera, I've actually never been to look at a duplex before. The reason why I haven't is because properties like duplexes, triplexes, fourplexes, so multifamily properties are a little bit more difficult to get under a good price. Of course, there are sort of situations you will be able to get duplexes under a good price. In this particular situation, the price is only good if the property is in a great shape, as the seller has mentioned. Multifamily properties, they're a little bit more difficult to get because the sellers are actually people that are a little bit more knowledgeable about real estate than the people that own single family homes. I'm not generalizing as everyone, but most of the people that own multifamily homes, they kind of understand the value of their house a little more. The best way you can negotiate when you have a multifamily home is play around with the rents. And what I mean by that, so for example, the property we're going to check out right now, one of the units is being rented for $850. Market rent on that property is actually $1,050 or $1,100. So what the investors try to do with multifamily properties, they try to get it in 1%. What 1% means is that the total rent, gross rent of properties needs to be 1% of the total cost of the property. So the property, you know, if you're putting a property on the contract for $200,000, the total gross rent preferably should be around $2,000. But that is an investor. If you're a wholesaler and the property needs any kind of fixing up, you better get that property for, you know, anywhere between 160 to 180 so you can make some money on top of it and the investor will be interested in buying it from you. So with this one right here, the property is being rented for a little bit cheaper than the market rent. So I have a chance to add in more value to the property by, let's say, if you did buy the property, if the investor bought the property, they can raise the rent, which will raise the value of that property overall. I actually have a buyer and coming with me right away. This is why it's very important to have connections and make connections in your market, is because the buyer side is actually also a wholesaler / real estate agents that work with other buyers. So what they do, we have a business relationship that when I have properties, they bring buyers to the table and I don't have to market my property. I don't have to do any of that. We don't have to do multiple showings either. So we come in one time, I come in and it's them, and then they market to their buyers, and then buyers don't have to go look at every single property because they trust them as a company. Most of the time. I know there's gonna be exceptions, but that's how most of the time that works. So hopefully today, I can go see the property for the first time, they can go see the property the first time, and everyone's gonna love it, and we're gonna walk away, the seller's gonna be happy, I'm gonna be happy, everyone is happy. Surprisingly, this was one of the easiest ever contract signings that I've ever had. The sellers were very nice. I talked to them on the phone for 40 minutes, and I think that's very, very important. You really wanna talk to your sellers, and I think the building credibility while you're on the phone with the sellers is what's gonna make most of your deals go through. While we're talking about good stuff, let's also talk about bad stuff. Something happened today with one of my properties that's supposed to close next month, and unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to close on it. So the buyer wanted an extra week to close because of some personal reasons, some funding reasons, or whatever. So the seller agreed to it, okay? After the seller agreed to that asking date, the buyer actually ended up asking for one more extra date because they're gonna be out of town. And the seller thought it was kind of weird and odd that we keep asking for extra time. So they actually were not okay with that. They said, hey, we're not going to give you one more day, even if it's one more day, we're not going to do that. You know, we don't want to keep postponing that, whatever. I said, give me tomorrow so we can figure it out if we can make this work on the day that we already have a schedule. I got to figure it out. The buyer was okay with it. However, the seller at this point changed their mind. He said that, never mind, I'm going with something else, whatever, this and that. And unfortunately, I do know what I could have done differently in this situation. I wasn't as personal with this seller as much as I could have been. I thought this deal was in the bag, and I actually never even talked to him on the phone until the issue started happening. We've been emailing back and forth. And I'll be honest with you, that's really not a good way to do business. I know I've made this mistake, so I'm actually, trying to learn from it. I understand that every property that you put under contract, no matter how comfortable the seller is just texting or emailing, you are better off even just calling them at least once and getting so they can talk to you, understand that you're a real person, because sometimes it's kind of hard to realize that there's a real person on the other end of those messages or the other end of those emails. But that is something that I've learned today, and I understood. Even though I knew that before, I kind of did not feel the need to do that with this one, and unfortunately that probably is the reason that it cost me a deal. But we're moving on. Right now, working on this duplex. I got a sub 2 deal, a first sub 2 deal that I'm working on actually right now, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we can do something very soon. So there you go, guys. Right now, we're gonna go check out the property. I'm gonna try to take a video of the inside of the property so that and put it here so you guys can see a little bit more. So if I did not forget, you should be seeing the videos on the screen right now. All right, guys, I don't know why I decided not to take the GoPro with me when I went inside. It was kind of hectic. It was two units, obviously, because it's a duplex, and I didn't know which duplex I needed to go in and out. It was, for a second, it was hectic, and I totally forgot about my GoPro. So you're not gonna see the videos, but you would definitely see pictures. I did think that this property was pretty nice. You know, it's kind of hard to tell in the pictures, and that's what you're gonna learn to look over as well when you look at pictures. Trash isn't important. Like, you know, when there's trash all over the place, yes, obviously you don't want trash all over the place. You want perfect property, but that's not gonna happen. So if there's trash all over the place, the best thing to do is to just, you know, look around it. Make sure that you not look at trash as the property is bad. You look at the more stuff that needs to be done, you know, cracked, you know, walls, you know, something that needs to be done in the bathroom, plumbing, electric, all that bigger stuff, bigger issues that cost money. There's a bunch of trash and some furniture left in the house that doesn't cost money to, like, it costs money to get out of it, obviously, but it's not much, you know, so it's not something to worry about it too much. So this is what this property looked like. It did have a lot of trash around it, but everything, the bones of the property, everything was well, you know. I didn't see a single issue. I think if the buyer would buy it, what they would have to do is just go ahead and probably spend, you know, $5,000 to paint the wall, because for some reason tenant decided to paint the wall black. I don't know why, but okay, so one wall was black, so paint that in different color, and then just clean out the property, and that's it. So, you know, within $5,000, they should be able to make this property livable again with no problems at all, probably even less. So I think it's almost like a turnkey property. Everything is great. I think it's great. I hope the buyer thinks it's great, because it seemed like he liked it, but I guess we'll figure it out one later on today. But as of right now, guys, I'm just kind of waiting. Another thing I do suggest is that even though if you think you have a buyer and they're going to be taking pictures for themselves, you should still take pictures. The reason why you should still take pictures is because I know, even though it's obvious, but if the buyer doesn't come through, you don't want to come back to the property and take pictures again and do all that stuff. You want to just, you know, come in, take pictures with the buyer, and if the buyer buys, great. You know, you don't take pictures, you know, you wasted a little bit of space on your phone, but that's about it. But you don't want to waste your time and the seller's time and coming back to the property taking pictures if the buyer that you have falls through. All right, guys, so let's wait, see how the day turns out, if the buyer will come through to me and tell me they want the property. Let's see how it goes. All right, guys, this is the next day. So I was able to get that property under contract with the buyer. I'm not exactly sure if it's gonna go through or not. We actually waiting on the buyer to have 4-day inspection period. I normally don't allow my buyers to have an inspection period, but with this property being multifamily, being my first property that I ever deal that it's multifamily, I'm kind of taking it easy as to, you know, I'm doing some things that I normally don't do. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully in the next video, you're gonna see the update about this property, see if it actually got sold or not. I also have a very cool update for everyone coming up, so stay tuned, subscribe to the channel if you don't wanna miss something really cool. But thanks for tuning in. Comment down below if you have any questions, like the video if you did enjoy it, and as always, guys,